Fellow biters, how are we? Is that curiosity out there biting, just biting things like crazy? So today I'm going to bring a pottage history. Where the hell did this come from? From something that's very close to my teeth. This stuff. Toothpaste. Now, toothpaste hasn't always been toothpaste. For the vast majority of history, toothpaste has actually been tooth powder, and I'm reliably informed in parts of the world it still is. So the furthest we can go back to in terms of toothpaste is actually the Egyptians. Now, the Egyptians are the sort of crowd in the ancient world that if they didn't exist, we would have had to have invented them. They built pyramids very successfully, lots of large amounts of limestone dotting the desert. In fact, the Egyptians were so good at building pyramids that the Nubians to the south actually copied them and whacked up even more pyramids, a bit sharper angle, a lot smaller. So, ancient Egypt, when they weren't building pyramids, they were kind of like ahead of their times. They were the superpower of the region, mainly because they were the only superpower in the region. And ancient Egypt extended up into modern Syria, believe it or not. Jerusalem, back when it was very young, was actually an Egyptian city. So the pharaohs were, when they weren't busy whacking up pyramids, were out there conquering, running chariots over people. And apart from having the Jews do a runner and Moses rocking up and going, okay, that's part of orders. So the ancient Egyptian dental health involved ground up ox hooves. There was a bit of myrrh in there for flavour enhancing, because ground up ox hooves isn't exactly the most appetizing things. They put in pumice, so fine volcanic ash, just ground up the pumice back into its ash and then whacked it in and did a whole lot of this sort of stuff with the occasional bit of flossing. And that's pretty well the way it stayed until around the 1824, when an American decided to actually make it toothpaste. The whole dipping a toothbrush into a powder or a damp toothbrush into a powder, and that wasn't particularly working. The biggest advantage in modern toothpaste was actually in the 1800s, when they actually started putting in disinfectant into toothpaste. So scrubbing it, they're getting your teeth white, but your dental hygiene would have been just terrible. So they put a disinfectant in there to kill off the bad bugs. And it was good. Tooth powders were still really popular. And in about the 1950s, they really started deciding to put them into the tubes. This sort of stuff came in surprisingly late. And that's basically it. By 1965, the year I was born in, toothpaste as we know it, with Colgate being the major producer of it worldwide, came into existence. So it starts out as a whole lot of what we might consider a bit dodgy ground up abrasives to knock away the brighten the teeth, and that stays that way for a couple of millennia. The Romans add pumice to it, and there's a bit of there's a bit of charcoal mixed in, so toothpaste wasn't the blinding white stuff that you see as it is. They added pretty well anything into it that would get the cack off your teeth. And it's not until about the 1950s has toothpaste as it is for us appeared. So in the late 19th century, to recap, they start whacking in disinfectants into it to actually improve their mouth hygiene, because Lord knows the mouth is an incredibly dirty place. No, that's the story, and I won't go there. Try to keep it PC or kiddie friendly, Odin. So that's the potted history of toothpaste. Blame it on the Egyptians. The Romans improved it, as the Romans did so many other things, and then it static for a couple of millennia until the late 1800s, and people start really experimenting and adding disinfectants and that. The whole minty fresh breath type stuff actually comes from about the 1950s, where we need the whiter smile and we need the mint. More likely to, the mint was more likely put in, as far as I can figure out, to counteract the horrible smoker's breath that so many people back in the 50s had. I'm a child of 1965, and my parents were both pretty heavy smokers when I was a wee kid, until about 1975, when my mother gave it up, and then my mother and my younger sister nagged my father to give it up. So, yep, that's a very short, very potted history of toothpaste. And this is a Malaysian version. I've got a Malaysian neighbour who likes me to have a nice bright smile. And Colgate these days, if you buy a toothpaste, it's like to have Colgate's name on it. I'm Odin, and I'll catch you with the next installment, which should be actually a history of one of my favourite beverages. Tea bags. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you in the next Potted History of. Bye.